to show you all what I got from the A Time to Remember event, the MAYAC event that happens, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, same weekend as Vogue Knitting Live. I was able to go this afternoon, Friday afternoon, and I got some goodies. So first off, I got some Wandering Flock. This is their fluff base, which is 35% baby suri, 15% wool, and then 50% cotton. And so you can see that a little bit better. It's their blown yarn, which I think is one of their newer yarns. I got a sweater's quantity of this to make one of the patterns from the 52 Weeks of Sweaters book. So Geraldine is one of the owners of the Wandering Flock, and she has a pattern in the new book. Really beautiful, simple, cozy, raglan sweater. And yeah, I loved how it looked, and I loved the color that they had available. So I got a sweater's quantity of that. Very excited for that. And then the Brooklyn General had a stand up there as well. And I stopped at their booth and got some of this lovely yarn. This is their yarn that they make. This is the Nova line, which is a merino, baby alpaca, linen, and silk blend. And this is the color Dance With Me. That's fun. This I'm going to use for a test knit that I just got into. Tori Yu is coming out with a Prospect tee. She has a Prospect pullover, really pretty, kind of striped, garter bump striped sweater, and she's coming out with a tee. So I will be starting a test for that, and I'm going to use this lovely yarn, which I think will be really, really pretty for spring, summer, especially with the linen silk blend. So I got a few skeins of this to make that. And then last up, I got some yarn from MAYAC, who's the primary, I think, sponsor of, or host of this event. And I've heard of MAYAC, but I've actually never tried their yarn. And they very graciously had a lot of their yarn on discounted price for the event. So I'm planning to make a hat with these two marled together. This is their baby yak, 100% baby yak. This is in, I think, the color oatmeal. Yes, oatmeal. And this is a lace weight. And I bought their 100% camel yarn. Both fibers are new to me. I have not used anything with yak. I have not used anything with camel. So very excited for this. I think it will be so nice and cozy and will look really pretty, like a light little marl holding them together. So that's it. That's my damage for today. Tomorrow morning I will be heading to Vogue Knitting Live, and I will bring you all along there. I have to look at the vendor list and see and kind of strategize and see who I want to go to. And yeah, I will bring you all along, and if I get anything there, I will be sure to show you all after. All right, thanks everyone. I'll talk to you later. Bye. back from a morning at Vogue Knitting Live in New York City. Vogue Knitting Live happens, I think, every year. I don't know if they do it multiple times a year. Definitely like early part of the year at the Marriott Marquis in New York City, which is right in the middle of Times Square. I have not been before, and I don't live very far. I live like 20 minutes from the city. It took me like an hour on the train to get in there, but not too bad. I just got tickets for the marketplace. I think if I do it again, I would want to stay and maybe do a class or stay like, I don't know, see some of the like fashion shows that they do. I did see part of one fashion show that was like cute and fun, but to go like just for the marketplace, I don't think that's like super necessary in my opinion. But that being said, I did get some cool things. So I will show you a few of the things, or I'll show you all the things that I got. First, this cutie little dude. I know, you know, the holiday season is done, but I have a lot of these cute little like felted ornaments on my tree. And this little one was just too cute. So that came home with me and he'll go in my Christmas storage. But I loved the little knitting guy. I did get one project bag. It came in this really cute like NYC bag, which like I could actually probably use that for a project as well. I just loved that it had like the little street stand pretzel on it. And this is from Micah. This adorable little cherry print tote bag. I think this is technically their like lunch tote. Let's see, it's mentioned. It's 9 by 10 by 7.5. And I loved the print. It's like a really, really good size. Like I could easily fit I don't know, sweater project, a shawl in there. Nice like little pocket in there too. For me, I just loved the cheery print of that. And then this is my most like unique find, and this is from Jill Tarabar Designs, and she is a knitter and also does stained glass, and she combined the two. So I got a really pretty, sorry for the crinkles, stained glass piece from her. I just thought that was super, super cool, super unique. I don't know if you can tell, but like these are like the aluminum knitting needles that, you know, were super, super popular, I don't know, 70s, 80s. My grandmother had a bunch of them. So it felt extra special to kind of get something that, you know, she had these kinds of needles too. So I got a neutral color, but it actually has quite a bit of yellow now that I'm looking at it. And I'm probably gonna hang it, let's see if I can move you, probably around here, because this is where I have like a lot of my knitting stuff. And I think if I hang it in the window, it'll look really, really pretty and get some of the sunlight. So that is my plan for that. But I just thought it was so fun and super unique and not yarn, which is nice. But we're gonna move on to the yarn. So I went in planning to shop for a specific sweater. It is an Augustine's sweater. I saw it around the holidays a lot, but it has this beautiful, it's like a round yoke sweater, but it has this beautiful like color work motifs in the yoke. That was what I was shopping for. Again, I don't think I'm gonna start this immediately, but I would like to start it and not save it for like October or November and like do a mad dash to finish the sweater. But I didn't, you'll see in the picture, but the main body of the sweater is like a caramel color, and that color doesn't always like look so great on me. So I knew I wanted to get a different base color. And then in the different motifs, there's like, you know, a bright red, a green for the trees, a brown, like a yellowish color. I wanted to kind of stay with those colors, but find like a more like neutral, lighter base that would still look good with those colors and with that motif. So I did like an initial loop. The marketplace is 2 floors. It's on the 5th floor and the 6th floor of the hotel. And I got in early because they were very gracious and like offered the first hour of shopping for folks who wanted to wear a mask. And I chose to do that just because there's lots of germs going around right now and I really do not want to get sick. So I was more than happy to go early and wear my mask the whole time. So I got in like 9:45, did my loop. It was really, really nice, honestly, to get in there before like a big chunk of the crowd, because I could actually like look and not be like kind of like elbowing my way into the booths. So it was a very pleasant experience, I will say that. And going like first thing, I think I was out of there by like, I don't know, 11:30, when like a lot of folks were like just starting to come in. So that was very pleasant. That's like my little tip. If I do it again and I'm going to go to the marketplace, I definitely would go first thing in the morning and just have a bit more of an enjoyable shopping experience. Anyway, I found, this is new to me yarn. They are Laneras, which is based in Connecticut. And this is their fingering weight yarn. And I think the line is called Abuelita, which is 100% non-superwash Corriedale. This is undyed and it's single ply, which I was a little like, not sure about, but it's really, really beautiful. And it's really soft and it's a nice, like, yeah, it's a good color for me, I think. This was like me all morning, like putting it against my face, like looking to see how the color looked. So this is the color that will be the main body of my sweater. I did like a little bit of research on them on the way home. Sorry, my hair is like super frizzy and a mess. Anyway, yeah, on the train ride home, I was like doing a little bit of research on them because I had never heard of them, but they work with a bunch of farms, like ethically sourced, usually like smaller farms, I think. And yeah, they like spin it, and most of their stuff, a good chunk of it is undyed. They do have a few lines that are like dyed wool. I think most of it is non-superwash, if I remember correctly. It was like a very reasonably priced, and a few of the booths had like special pricing for the Vogue Knitting Live weekend. So I got one skein, which is 100 grams, like a little over 400 yards, was $12 for like really beautiful, like woolly farm yarn. I say woolly, which it is because it's like a non-superwash, but it is incredibly soft. I showed it to my mom and she's like very, very sensitive to wool. Something that's like not prickly to me is like very, very prickly to her. And she even thought that this was very, very soft. So anyway, this was $12 a skein. So I got a sweater quantity for, you know, not a ton of money in my opinion. But even on their website, that is regularly priced at like $18, which I think is still pretty good for some farm yarn. I feel like I usually see farm yarn like upwards of like $20 plus $30 sometimes, which is fine. There's like a time and a place for that for sure. But yeah, I'm very happy, very excited to try that yarn and see how it goes. I'm gonna show you my next purchase, which is all of the kind of like bits of color that I need for the yoke. And I got all of those at Wing and a Prayer farm. If you haven't heard of Wing and a Prayer, definitely look them up. Tammy is the like main shepherdess or main farmer, and she's just so lovely. She just cares for her animals so well. She has a bunch of sheep on her farm and a few, I think, of the rarer breeds, and she does a lot of natural dyeing of her yarn. She also happens to stock Jameson, which is a Shetland wool. So I went kind of looking through her Jameson to find my little bits and bobs of color for the colorwork yoke. So I have this really pretty red, it's called Madder, M-A-D-D-E-R. So that's gonna be kind of like the hearts or like the holly bits, the parts for the candy cane. I got just like a regular neutral for some of the other like white bits in the pattern, and I think this is undyed, just their natural white. I've got this fun green, it's called Moss. This is for, you know, the trees and other, I think the trees are the main part that in the motif that are green. I got this gingerbready color. It's called Burnt Umber, which I feel is usually like an orangey, and actually like in this light, it looks a lot more orange than, than brown, but I think it will still look really, really nice. It's kind of, I was going for like a gingerbready kind of brown, which I do think that this is it, but in this light, it looks a little bit more orange. And then the last two colors I got for this sweater is this really fun aqua blue. There's like a present motif that I was thinking this could be really fun. And then this pistachio, no, this is chartreuse, to be like the ribbon on the presents. That could be fun. So yeah, these are all the colors. Let me see if I can hold them all together with the base, because I think they look really, really nice together. Let's try this. Can you see all of them? Yeah, you can see them for the most part. But anyway, lots of bright pops of color with this beautiful, like neutral, natural wool base. I'm very excited for all of these. I do want to find mohair to hold with these, because I believe that's what the pattern calls for. It's usually like a strand of fingering plus mohair. I'm very picky with my mohair, but one that I do really like is Knitting for Olives mohair. But I don't want to order online because I want to see the colors. Like I literally want to bring these to the store with me and like color pair, because I want to get as close to these colors as possible. I don't really want it to show up kind of like marled, that sometimes that happens with mohair. So that's the next part of this project, is to get mohair for that. And then I have one more skein that I need to go get. One moment. This beautiful skein is also from Tammy, and this is her farm yarn. She like naturally dyes it with, I think this is with flowers. Like there's actually like a little bit like of whatever she used to dye it like left in this skein. This is 100% polypay, which I'm not quite sure, must be the breed of sheep. Fingering weight, 100 grams, 420 yards. Yeah, all naturally dyed. I think the colors are so, so fun. I love a lot of these like, I don't know, rosy, like deep purpley colors together. And I really liked this bit of like blue that was around here. Yeah, there it is, this blue. She had a sample of like this knit up in a jaunty that was absolutely beautiful, and it was incredibly soft. You like after blocking and everything, you know, it's a little woolly now, which like of course, but I was very surprised at how much it softened up. So I have started a jaunty, and I think I might actually rip that back and start it again with this skein. And the pattern usually calls for, actually no, the jaunty is one of those patterns that has like any weight, because Andrea Mowry, who's a designer, she kind of designed it with the intent of using her hand spun. I do know that like, since it's only one skein of fingering, it will make like a bit of a smaller shawl, but that I'm fine with that, because I would make the smaller version of that pattern anyway, because I kind of want to use it as like more of a scarf, or like a shawlette, if you will, than like a really, really big shawl. So this, I think, will be perfect. So yeah, I think I'm going to rip back the little bit that I have started, and it's like not a lot. I think I worked on it for, I don't know, half an hour-ish, maybe a little bit more. I have like literally just like the little bit. No tears will be shed for ripping back that project, frogging that project. But yes, those are my purchases from A Time to Remember, which was the MAYAC hosted event on Friday, and then today with the Vogue Knitting Live. Yeah, I had a great time. I mean, I think, yeah, the marketplace for Vogue Knitting Live, I don't know, like, I don't know. I want to try it again, and probably like maybe stay for like a full day and try and take a class, and maybe go to some of the lectures or the talks that they have. But like, to go just for the marketplace, I don't know if I would do that again, but we'll see. Yeah, it was really fun to have, you know, a few like knitty events to go to that are local for me. It felt almost like a little bit of like a Rhinebeck weekend, which I love, just to like being around our people who love yarn and who are oohing and aahing at each other's patterns and their sweaters, and all speaking the yarny language, is just really, really fun. So that's it. That's this quick little vlog. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.